I don't even know why we're doing this anymore. Haven't done a video in over a month. Got new guys on here now.
You know it.
What's going on, YouTube? We're three guys being loud and ignorant. I'm School Bus.
I'm Luck Angel.
Default Rules.
And today, for our stuff going down, it's going to be a bit of a longer episode because there's a lot to talk about.
A whole lot.
Yeah, so Microsoft's E3 press conference. What are our views? Go.
My view is they did not release anything we didn't really already know. They didn't answer any questions that everyone wanted to ask, have answers to, nothing. They released how they're going to price the system, and they released exactly what kind of games they could look forward to having. But everyone knew that.
Did they even tell you what the specs and stuff from this system is yet?
Well, they didn't talk about that at E3, but they did. They have been slowly trickling that out. You know, it's got both the Xbox One and the PS4 are both running off of 8 gigs of RAM, but the Xbox One is running off of DDR3 as opposed to the PS4, which is running off of DDR5.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they're both using AMD processors, which they're going to be 8 cores, which is a good processor. AMD is not a bad system, but it's different than the initial Xbox 360, which used Intel processors.
And supposedly the Xbox One isn't going to need as much processing power because it's running a lot of stuff. Everything's running off of the cloud.
Right.
So the cloud, apparently, the Xbox One's going to be flying.
It's flying?
Yeah, flying up in the clouds.
So basically, they got this whole big thing up in the cloud that's keeping track of my gaming, your gaming, and his gaming at the same time. And nothing's getting mixed up.
Nothing's supposed to get mixed up, but there's no saying what's going to happen if the cloud goes down for some reason.
So
and
if
we
it
can't
does,
access this
then
stuff.
that means I can't play my game.
Maybe.
I can't do anything.
Maybe. Well, see,
Depends on what is actually being put to the cloud. Because they're going to use, when you install a game, part of it's going to go to the cloud. Just what part and how much, we're not sure.
Really?
and you know, they've been using the cloud more and more, and so far it's been fairly stable. And you know, this isn't an outdated concept. Sony's been using the cloud services, you know, it's offered with its PlayStation Plus for 3 years now. So the concept of having your games up on the cloud isn't exactly new, but the only thing I wonder is the more we tack on to this, how reliable is it actually in the long run?
And with the amount of people that they expect to use this,
Is it going
to be able to handle that load?
Yeah, do they got enough folks like, oh, all of a sudden you went from 1 million people to 12 million in the cloud at the same time.
Now, for the new
Anything going wrong?
Xbox, they are supposed to triple, I believe, their server count
Yes.
for the Xbox One to how much they had for the 360,
Okay.
which should help. But with all this additional streaming capability, with the ability to post things online when you're playing, that's required almost. Because if you don't want to have bogged down games while you're online,
Exactly.
everybody's going to be streaming while they're online,
So so it is true. You will be able to post on Facebook with it.
supposedly.
Okay.
That's
You
what
know,
we all
post to
wanted
Facebook.
with our games.
Yeah, exactly.
People
Like,
are looking
games
you know
on
how
post to
I've been
Facebook.
there. Hey, dude, did you see what I did to that guy? Net? Check my Facebook out. Yeah.
I just earned a sweet 50-point achievement. Everybody wanted to know.
Exactly.
Everyone.
What are you doing? Playing Xbox.
Well, you know, I have to say that some of the things that surprised me about the press conference, they announced that the Xbox One's gonna be running Vista, Windows Vista.
Really?
Really?
So
Whoa.
I wonder why they decided to jump back to such an unreliable operating system.
I would rather it run on Windows 95 than have it run on Vista.
So basically, they running on Vista, so they expect it to crash. You send your system in to get fixed again, just like the Red Ring of Death.
It's probably going
Who
to come
knows?
installed with Norton Antivirus. This is ridiculous.
Who knows?
Ridiculous.
And then when you tack on the whole always on, now granted, it's not technically always on. You just have to
Have your Xbox sign in every once in a while.
Well, it's once every 24 hours.
Right.
Unless you are at your friend's house, logged on to his system on your Xbox Live.
What about
account.
him?
Once every hour.
What about
It's-
him?
it's
His
once
is
every
once
hour.
every 24
Well,
hours.
if you logged on to his, so every 24 hours my system better log on, or else
or
My
else something
system
will
might
happen.
crash, and I won't be able to play
Or else
anything.
Microsoft will send a red ring of destiny to your Xbox and brick your system.
Oh, they
And
say so basically they saying I'm not gaming enough, so
Exactly.
get on this system or else.
If you
you're
don't
doomed.
game, you don't have to do this. You can be offline as long as you want until you want to play a game.
Okay.
Yes,
If you want to watch
Right.
a Blu-ray, if you want to watch a DVD, or
Right.
watch TV, you can still be offline.
Okay.
But as soon as you want to use the Xbox for its original intended purpose,
Of
you
gaming,
cannot be off.
cannot miss
And,
it.
and what does this mean for our armed forces? Now, I have to say that given the state of the world now, and I'm not saying that we haven't always been appreciative of our armed forces, but we're a very patriotic country, and Microsoft is supposed to be focusing on the North American, but now these soldiers who are overseas, they just can't play games. I mean,
That just means we can only deploy to Wi-Fi enabled locations.
Exactly.
That's
See,
it. That's
so
all we have to do.
choose wisely. Anywhere we have to go fight, make sure they have free Wi-Fi.
make sure they have Wi-Fi.
Thank you.
Yep. Countrywide Wi-Fi.
Problem solved.
Go
If
to
they
custom-
don't, screw them. They don't deserve our help anyway.
I wonder if that's going to start being a factor in whether or not we send some troops over to
Exactly,
stop it.
'cause-
Oh, no, they don't have no
They
Wi-Fi.
got Wi-Fi.
No,
They don't need our help.
yeah.
They primitive anyway.
Yeah, we can't go over there.
We can't go over there.
But I will have to say that at least Microsoft did spend the time announcing games.
Yes.
The
Like,
games.
They did spend the time announcing games, but what did they really announce? They announced Call of Duty again, that cookie cutter franchise that can't die. They announced Battlefield 4,
Oh,
another
wait a minute.
franchise.
Is that the one that's entitled "Blow More Shit Up"? I think
Basically,
Oh,
yes.
It is entitled Blow More Crap Up.
there you go. Darn it.
And you've got Forza, another racing game that you're going to be driving in a car, going through various roadways.
Am I gonna have checkpoints?
Well,
They have a race too.
Well, with Forza, what's neat about Forza is supposedly as you're playing, your play style is being uploaded to the cloud. That way, when you are not playing, a bot, if you will, is made to play like your style. That way, when your friends are trying to play you, you don't actually have to be on the system in order for your friends to play you.
Oh,
so
so
you
see?
can actually play this bot.
So let's take the communication out of gaming and the actual interactiveness out of gaming and make it so that if I don't feel like playing with somebody, I can just send my bot to go play with them.
So
Exactly.
basically,
I don't feel like dealing
we're
with you.
further just taking contact away from the world. We're no longer. I don't have to
We're
pick
not-
up with you. I don't have to see you. I'm playing games with you, but now
I don't even actually
I
have to
have
be
to
there
have
to
to
play.
play with you now.
Correct.
But now I
I got
can
a
have
bot
my
that can
bot, maybe with further, maybe not at launch, but further down the road, I can have my bot post my victories to Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
exactly.
Beating
Yeah,
my
oh.
friends for me.
Oh,
I don't
so
actually have
I
to
don't
be
even
good
have
at
to
the
beat
game
my
anymore.
friends. My bot can do it. Cause I'm somewhere, I'm outside playing basketball or something, real life. But your bot is inside taking care of business for you.
If I want to play my PS4 at the same time as I play my 360, I'll send my bot to play Call of Duty,
Exactly.
and then I'll go play something else.
Especially if you camp all day, your bot can do it.
Yeah. I'm just saying what they announced, and
okay.
it could be
Wow.
cool.
What else is here?
But at least Quantum Break looks amazing. I was happy to see a new IP that
Yep.
that looks good, and not to mention we have Project Spark.
What is
Have y'all heard
Project
about
What is Project Spark?
I heard something about it, but I don't.
Project Spark is Little Big Planet for the Xbox One. It is basically play, create, share.
So whoa, wait a minute. So
hold on.
Microsoft has finally done it. They finally said, "Hey, we can't come up with nothing else." What was the biggest hit for the PlayStation? Little Big Planet.
Project Spark is going to be to Little Big Planet what Super Smash or what
PlayStation
All Stars was to Super Smash is going to be a cheap knockoff with nothing good
At all.
except for a few minor characters.
Hey, dude, check out this stage I made. Wait a minute, isn't that the same stage from Little Big Planet?
Where you're supposed to be able to make entire games instead of just making stage.
Really?
Similar to Little Big Planet 2.
Hold on, what was that game from back in the day? Wasn't RPG Maker?
Yeah.
Where you can make your own game? Was that what
And
that was?
And
everybody
wasn't that
that
one
played-
Sony as well?
I think
Yes,
so.
it was.
It was
And
them.
everybody that played it got about maybe an hour in and said, "Forget it, I'm done. I'm so frustrated with this. I'm done."
Well, except for me, I actually,
I think he actually
You're the
made a game
exception.
in it.
You're the
I got to
exception.
the point where enter a room, there's a treasure chest, open it, you win the game. Done. That's as far as I got. I remember.
We got new games coming out, but not really. We just got rehashed games and a few new titles.
So basically, the whole taking a dead horse and beat it as much as you can and get more out of it.
Pretty much.
We got a few Kinect games as well, like Raze, which is supposed to be God of War for the Kinect, basically.
Oh, and Kinect Sports, new something.
They got new Kinect Sports coming out?
Yes.
So
How many of those
luckily-
are there now?
That will be the third one.
Yeah,
Okay.
the third.
So luckily the Kinect is going to be bundled with the system.
Really?
Yes, it will come with the system, but the reason it's coming with the system is because you can never turn it off. You have to have it on. You can turn the features off, but it has to be connected to the Xbox in order to run.
Now, I've always felt with the Kinect, it's a great concept with poor execution.
Exactly.
So now they have this new Kinect, and to make it even better, it has to be functioning. It doesn't. You may not have to use it, but it has to be functioning in order for my system to function.
Yep. And so anytime I want to talk, I have to worry about if I'm saying something that will activate the Kinect. If in any sort of sentence I say Xbox on, like I have my Xbox on the table, Xbox will turn on.
And
Thank you,
basically,
Microsoft.
you don't want it on. You just sitting there minding your own business. You watching a show you've been waiting all day to watch. You're like, yes, yes. Honey, is the Xbox on?
Yep, pretty much. I mean, you notice in the press conference, every time they said Xbox, the system popped up.
Which happens to me now because I have a Kinect, and currently I'll be watching something on YouTube, and it will say something, not even anything related to Xbox, and it'll just pause. And I try to unpause it with a Kinect, and it stops the video, and goes me back to the dashboard.
So it's that sensitive.
This Kinect, I don't know how the new one is, but the old one was that sensitive. You couldn't really use it for much. This new one's supposed to be upgraded, but I feel like it's just going to be flailing my arms around until I finally hit the right icon. And land my hand on it long enough.
Long enough for it to actually say, oh, you did it.
Exactly.
You win.
Pretty much.
And if they have any more than 5 dashboard menus, I'm going to be just going like this, trying to smack somebody before I get to where I need to go.
Yes. So,
well,
just get up and dance.
Might as well.
Exactly.
I have to say, it almost seems like Microsoft is just trying to cut itself its own little niche in the market. If you really think about it from a business perspective, especially with the route that Nintendo's going and how horrible they're doing, Wii U, most of Microsoft's decisions make sense. They're trying to pick up that slack that Nintendo has really dropped on its next-gen console.
Right.
But you think they're doing it?
In doing that, they're alienating their core audience.
They decided, okay, we already got the hardcore gamers and the moderate gamers. They're already into it. Let's try to get the casual gamers. So they threw them to the side.
Threw them to the side like,
bye. We don't really need you.
By
right
moderate
now.
gamers.
We don't need to talk to you.
The
Here's
guy who
the
plays every
casuals.
once in a while.
Here's the guy that wants to watch TV and watch movies. But then they said, you know what? We don't really want you either. We're going to make stuff so unnecessarily complicated, like being online all the time, trying to switch to Blu-rays, which is a plus. They needed to do that.
They did.
But the streaming TV, which we don't know how that's going to handle, they just decided to do so much with this that they don't really have one audience at all.
Correct.
They're spread out way too thin.
And it really makes me wonder because I personally would like I like the idea of being able to watch television and play my games at the same time, but not when it shrinks my play size.
Exactly. I love big screens. You know, I have to have that big screen. That's why I got my big screen TV so I can game.
Yep.
Not so you could game on a smaller area and watch.
So it's basically gonna be like, oh, I'm playing split screen with my homeboy.
Correct.
I hate that.
Well, I mean, that's also supposed to be the benefit for playing online, is you don't have to worry about split screen. So now we're just going back to the days of split screen, except it's television at the same time. Or internet at the same time. I mean, it's great ideas, poor execution.
Exactly.
That should
Microsoft is that is their slogan.
Yeah, that should be their new
Great
slogan.
We make
ideas.
cool stuff, but we freaking can't handle doing it right.
Exactly. Well, before we get all wrapped up, Sony's press conference is coming up. We've said a lot about them so far. What do we expect to see at Sony's press conference? Because really, all eyes are on them.
Okay, at this point in time, I've been a PlayStation fan since I know when the old days when we had to turn that bad boy upside down to get it to play games. That's how hardcore I was with PlayStation. So I'm hoping to God they come out with something that makes me like, shit, poop my pants. I mean, I want this thing to give me a massage while I'm playing it. Because at this point, it's what? PlayStation 4. I mean, it just should be able to do anything. Make me a cappuccino.
Has a cappuccino.
All you're going to see with the new PlayStation 4 press conference, you're going to see the same old specs they've been trying to show. And you might not even see what the system looks like yet.
Yeah,
you're going to see the
No.
same saying over and over again. We're going to have a ton of games, 40 plus games.
40 plus games.
But not necessarily for the PS4. That's PS3, PS4, and Vita.
Oh.
So they're still trying to work in a handheld because they've been great at doing that before. Being sarcastic.
Well, but now I will say that the PS4 is supposed to be the reason to own a Vita. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. But I'm really interested to see what the price point is going to be. Microsoft coming out and setting its price point at $499, that's a bit high.
Yeah,
I was honestly expecting somewhere in between $350 to $450.
But I can understand that point because you're getting a Kinect, you're getting a system with, I believe, 250 gig or 300.
It's a 500 gig.
Really?
It's a 500 gig.
Quick, would your old Kinects be able to compatible with the Xbox One?
No.
So basically, I got a Kinect that's useless. I'm gonna have to get a whole new one.
That Kinect still works with the 360.
Yeah, but
the
not
new
with
one
the
does
new
not
one.
work with the 360.
But see, Sony's not going to have to worry about bundling anything like that with their system. So I really expect their system to be significantly cheaper. And even if they have multiple consoles, if they have a single SKU that's cheaper than $499, it's really going to start pulling away some lots.
You know,
Yeah.
you PlayStation fan too. The most I think I played for my PlayStation was when I first got it. Was what, I think $4.99. The original one,
Yes.
the big baddie that that just went out on me not too long ago, and I just got me a new one. But yeah, that was $4.99. But they've been getting better with their pricing, and that's what I like. Hey, I work hard for my money, so I want to be able to afford it because I'm a gamer. I want to be able to buy it, but not sit here and have to take out a mortgage on my home to purchase one.
So I guess
It should be cheaper, but we'll see.
Yeah.
The real competitive nature for the PS3 versus 360 was the Blu-ray player. Now
Correct.
that field is even, we're going to have to see what else they can come up with.
Well, we'll see what Sony will say at their press conference. All right, YouTube. Well, we got links down below for any of the stuff that we talked about, down to our Twitter, to the Three Guys website. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you later.
No.
You didn't mention your PlayStation robot. I guess we'll have to keep that for the next Three Guys video.